assignment, you're going to be looking at Erving Goffman's concept of dramaturgy. So you need to understand what that means. In conjunction with Goffman's dramaturgy are his underlying concepts of impression management, front stage versus backstage, and using your personal front. Also, I want you to understand the difference of the sociological perspective from the psychological. Sociologists focus on the self and how that develops from interactions with others. Psychologists focus on aspects of the individual like personality. So I don't want you to confuse the two. And then you're going to end up applying these concepts to some kind of social situation that you engage in. Erving Goffman is another among the symbolic interactionists who see micro-level, face-to-face interaction as the building blocks of every other aspect of society. Goffman believes that all meaning, as well as our individual selves, is constructed through interaction. He sees social life as sort of a game where we work to control the impressions of others that around us, and this process is called impression management. And he compares social interaction to the theater, where individuals take on their roles and act them out for their audience. And the concept that he develops is called dramaturgy. Let's take a look at that. When thinking of Goffman's dramaturgy, you can liken it to this Shakespeare quote: "All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts." So for Goffman, there's a front stage and a backstage. The front stage is where you perform to your audience. So all of the things that you use to put on that performance, like your appearance, your setting, your props, your mannerisms, actions, and behaviors, those are all part of your front stage. And then there's the backstage, and that's when no audience is present. That's when you are removed from people and you are no longer having to engage in impression management. Your personal front are all the things that you use on your front stage to facilitate your impression management with your audience. So your personal front includes things like your appearance, your manners, your mannerisms, your style of dress, or the problems. So sociology is quite different from psychology. Psychology examines those personality traits like being an introvert, an extrovert, a type A personality, shy or aggressive, or even a risk taker. But sociology examines how the self develops through interactions with other people. Think about how our beliefs come about. Remember, we talked about agents of socialization. Your family really shapes your beliefs and your attitudes, and your behaviors and actions are based on those beliefs and attitudes. So you can see how your self develops because of the effect of other people. One of those things to think about is, are we really born to hate, or is it learned? Are we taught to be prejudiced? Are we taught to have biases against other people? Or sometimes we have lived experiences that make us dislike a particular person or a group of people. This is how the self develops, quite different from personality characteristics. So don't get the two confused.